I know, I heard everybody missed me, so.
Sorry, your husband leave good for the little man.
Yeah.
So.
Good evening, everybody. We're going to get started. We're going to call the meeting to order at, that's really nice, I can see it clearly, at 6:33. We're going to do Pledge of Allegiance. If you don't know, the flag is right behind you, back there. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, we're going to do roll call. We'll start with Sue.
Things on for us, Steve.
Steve Kozik.
Nicole Libby McGrath.
Vinny Cannadella.
Robert Carr.
Mike Russo.
Joey. Do we have any amendments to the agenda tonight? Okay, seeing none, we're going to move on to the approval of minutes.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the August 26, 2025 Board of Ed minutes.
Thank you. Do we have any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstained?
Abstain.
Thank you. Nicole? And motion carries. Excuse me.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the September 9th, 2025 Board of Ed minutes.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Sorry. Joe abstains? Motion carries. Okay, audience of citizens, would anybody like to come up and speak tonight? Would anybody like to come up and speak tonight? I think you're gonna be a little bit later. All right, hearing none, we're gonna move on. Board correspondence or communication? None. We have none. Information items? All right, and again, number 6, presentation from the principal, Rachel Case, various Quaker Farm staff and students. I think now it's time.
Well, good evening and welcome. I'd like to just thank you for the opportunity to present a small glimpse into the past 18 days, although 18 days probably feels more like a few months. But again, just a small glimpse into some of the wonderful things that have been taking place here at Quaker Farms. As we launch into our new school year, we're learning about the importance of kindness, celebrating our own uniqueness, what makes a student a STAR student. So my friends, do you think we can tell our friends that are sitting up here what the STAR stands for? Ready? S.
Show kindness,
T.
try our best,
A.
act safely,
R.
respect others.
So here at Quaker Farms, we believe in a welcoming space where everyone belongs. We have some pictures of a kindergarten classroom. So at the beginning of the school year, we find it very important for giving time to build rapport with students and teaching about kindness and friendship and sharing. I know those things might seem simple to some adults, but for our youngest students, it's super duper important. And we have Miss Harmon's class that's featured up here. She's a kindergarten teacher, and one of her favorite stories to read to her students the first couple of days of school is called Rainbow Fish. And it really talks about wanting possessions, and it talks about sharing and caring. And she engaged her kindergarten students in an activity about sharing and caring. And here's a very small little video of some of our kindergarten friends. Want to help me out? Maybe around. Try to make this savvy. It was working. We tried. Get it right, Jackson.
It was fine, but it was, the sound was off. We'll see if we can get it.
Get the mouse over to my. We'll see if we can. So again, being in our welcoming space, we have Ms. Granato's second grade class write a story called I'm Not Just a Scribble, which is about a colorful scribble who gets rejected by other drawings for looking different. In the end, they learn to accept him, and together they create beautiful art. The story teaches kindness, inclusion, and embracing differences. Students filled out a sentence that stated, I am not just a scribble, but I am blank. And some of the responses included, I am an amazing friend. I am great at listening and being kind to others. I am an independent, talented girl, and I am one in a million. Mrs. Sandberg's second grade class read a story called A Letter from Your Teacher on the First Day of School, which is a warm, heartfelt letter from a teacher to their students. It reassures them that they are welcomed, valued, and loved, and that the teacher is excited to help them grow throughout the school year. Many classrooms throughout Quaker Farms read the story, My Class is a Family, which is a heartwarming book that shows how a classroom can be like a family, full of love, support, and belonging. It teaches kids that school is a safe place where everyone cares for each other. The activity they engage in includes drawing a picture of their class family, writing why they are like a family, and why they are unique. Mrs. Davenport's second grade classroom read another activity called Let's Taco About Me. Students had to fill in things like their name, when they grow up, what they wanted to be, on the weekends I enjoyed, a fun fact about me, my age, my birthday, a goal to achieve, a strength of mine, and 3 things I'm grateful for. And they presented their findings to each other. Each month I did choose a book to read to the students. Last year I read a Pete the Cat book each month. And this year, Mrs. Belmont's class, Mrs. Belmont, welcome to Mrs. Belmont, thank you for coming. I chose the book called One Word for Kids. Thanks to Mrs. Belmont who introduced me to this wonderful book. She had read the story to her class. It was a story that most children have never heard of. Mrs. Belmont's children did this very special activity and would like to share the book with all of you. Can you take Perfect.
My name is Lena, and in class we read the book One Word for Kids. This book is all about choosing one special word to help you be your best self for the year. Instead of making a long list of goals, the book says to pick just one word that means something important to you. My name is Savannah. The book shows how kids like us can think about their word and use it at school, at home, and with friends. Some words kids pick are like kind, brave, or love. The word helps remind you what kind of person you want to be. My name is Charlotte. I like this book because it was easy to understand and made me think. My favorite part was when the kids picked their own words and started using them. In our class, we each got to pick our own words of the year and write why we chose this word. When we were done, we got to make bracelets with that one word. We also got to use a braille letter in our word, which made it even more special. My name is Eva. I work on this word. I choose this word because every day when I go to school, I have stories because I love to learn. My name is Noah. My word of the year is try. I will try my best. I will try my best. My name is Lena. My name is Hale. My word is try. My name is Dana. My word is me. I believe in myself. I will be me. My name is Savannah. My word of the year is power. I chose this word because if my handwriting is sloppy, I could think about power. If I read a word, I can't read a word, I could be thinking about power. My name is Charlotte. My word of the year is read. I chose this book because I want to be a great reader, so I could read the Harry Potter books. I could read big books like long chapters. My name is Eva. Now it is your turn to pick your one word clue. What one word will help you be your best self? You need to believe that there is one word that is meant for you. Once you have your one, the one word you need, you live in each day. Please complete the one word, the year paper, and hand it in when you are done.
So should we give our friends a few minutes to finish their one word paper to do their one word paper? Okay, think about your one word. You're gonna write it on your paper and maybe at the end of the meeting you can hand it in. That will count. Okay, we celebrated Dot Day on Monday, September 15th. International Dot Day is a global celebration of creativity, building community, courage, and self-expression inspired by the book, The Dot by Peter Giles. It encourages children and adults to make their mark and see where it takes them. Just like the main character who learns to believe in herself after drawing a single dot. Staff and students were encouraged to wear dots to school and participate in many dot-centered activities within their classroom. Specifically, in art class, after reading the story The Dot, kindergarten artists created their own dots using coffee filters. They began by drawing a dot in the center and added rings around it to make the circle grow. They sprayed their coffee filters with water, which blended the colors together to make tie-dye. So as you walked in, as you walk out, you see them on the wall, they're beautiful. In music class, students composed dot music by drawing dots to match the colors of boom whackers, a percussion tube that they hit to make different pitches. They performed their music for one another. That was actually for my second graders. At this time, I'd like to introduce Stacy Mullinax. I'm hoping it works, right, Stacy?
It's supposed to.
Okay. Stacy Mullinax is our reading coach, grades K through 5. She's going to provide us with some academic updates of the amazing work done by both her and the teacher. Stacy, welcome. Thank you for coming.
Good evening, everybody. So I figured there's no better way to really show you what's happening in our classrooms than to put a video together and actually see it yourself. There are some really amazing things happening within only 3 weeks of school. And this video that's going to work will show you all of that.
It was working all day. She's on the side. Gotta love that. I know all of that.
It's a really amazing video.
As in routines, songs, and rhymes, students are developing phonemic awareness while assigned motor activities prepare them for writing. The first sound is
This is pre-K.
Let's together. Good job. Me. Nice. Big. Right, the first sound is First sound. Do. Dance. Desk. Get ready to watch a kindergarten teacher in action with the letter T. Our kindergarten boot camp gives students a head start exploring letters and sounds through daily multisensory practice.
Nice job. Freeze. Oh, this is an easy one. Dice. Hey, freeze, you didn't tell me what this sound is. Ready for the next one? Banana.
Get ready to watch our grade 1 teachers in action. We're gathering your teams for reading awareness and daily structured literacy lessons students apply their project skills while reading colonial appearances. And if the words go wrong, we say, thumbs down. Good job. Everybody say, let's goose.
Let's do.
No rhyme, no rhyme. Everybody say, feel, peel.
Heel.
What's the rhyming part? Feel, nice job. Say, nice. By grade 2, students are building fluency, accuracy, and comprehension. Partner reading and fluency practice helps them grow to confident readers. Get ready to watch the teacher lead the structured literacy lesson. Alright, now I'm gonna say a word and I'm going to actually end your comment. I remember we don't put them back together. Right? Emily, ball. Your numbers. Ball. Nice. Emily, goal. Thanks to our amazing teachers at Quaker Gardens Elementary School, we saw growth across every grade last year. In kindergarten, 90% of our students reached or exceeded grade level, a powerful start for determined to keep building.
So as you can see, it's a testament to our teachers and our students' hard work. We're motivated to keep that momentum going, and committed to that as well, so. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you, Susan.
Before I turn the slides over to Karen, I just want to thank again the Board of Education for supporting Karen's position as assistant principal in grades K through 5. She has been an extraordinary member to our team. She's extremely professional. We're getting along so wonderfully. So Karen, thank you for all that you've done, and I look forward to the next several years. Well, yeah.
I want to take a moment because when I met the board, I was not here and I made a promise to you that I was going to meet you face to face. So please consider this my face to face thank you for allowing me to come to Oxford. It has been nothing but joyful for me to be here these last few weeks, joining this team. I instantly feel like I belong to this family, and I just am so motivated to get down and do more work with both of my schools. But specifically here at Quaker Farms, I did spend time going into all the classrooms. I have a few last ones to get into to visit. But really my goal was to bring our STAR behavior or our STAR student attitude to life for the students. I really wanted them to understand what those words actually mean. So I went into classrooms and really focused on the words safe, responsible, and kind, and really define that for them and tell them what it looks like, what it sounds like. And so in those visits, I was able to help establish some real clear rules and expectations of what it means to be a Quaker Farms student. We were able to define what my role is. I'm often called the other principal, which is totally fine too, I get it. And really help them understand that my goal for them is I'm here to help them problem solve. These are our youngest students, and my goal for them is to help them grow and understand how to be a successful person in this world. And so a lot of my work is going to be helping them to problem solve through some of the things that might come up with some of our youngest students as they grow. And then also, I went in and did some interactive work with them, using our thumbs up and our thumbs down, doing our motor skills and crossing our midline to help them really match things that might actually happen in their day, and for them to tell me, is that STAR behavior or is that something that's concerning, and how could we problem solve through that? And one of the things that came out of all of my discussions was that students really understood the value of an apology and how we can repair relationships by saying that we're sorry, and how that shows that we care as people. So that's been a lot of my time that I've been in classrooms doing for the kids. And then also another big project that I've been working on. The other big piece is that I've been working with both Amy over at Great Oak and down here at Quaker Farms is our school climate. So I have a couple of updates for you about our school climate. We have established here at Quaker Farms our committee, and we have our first meeting coming up on Thursday. And at that meeting, aside from making sure that we establish some norms for the group, because we're a new group of people together and introductions, we're really going to dive into 2 sections of that school climate plan that's needed to be submitted for December, at the end of December. And we decided to focus on standard number 1, which is a shared vision, value, and goal, because without the vision, we really don't have much to work for or work towards. And then also we're going to include standard 4, which is a safe and welcoming environment, because that's something that we've already launched this year and we're trying to push forward. It's really important to both Rachel and I that this is a collaborative staff effort. So we have a cross section of different staff from different grades, parent representation, both of us are serving on the committee, so that we get a lot of ideas to the table and make sure that everyone's voice is heard. And then finally with the school, happy returns. I love technology. It's your best friend when you want it to be, and sometimes not so much. Great, I think I want to know that. Do you have the other? Let's see if we can get it. There, yes, great. Now we're turning it back over to you. So there are just some facility considerations moving forward in the next few years. One of the things that we've heard a lot about from our teams, especially our first grade team, is we have this great playground area in first grade, and there are some very old equipment out there. We would love for a first grade playground to eventually exist there. We also talked about the front parking lot. That seems to be, I always worry about adults or children or cars being injured. So again, it's something that's been on the table for quite some time. It's just something that kind of popped into my head as something that we really need to look at and fixing. And then an integrated sound system for both the outdoors and the cafeteria. So right now, Quaker Farms does not have any outdoor speakers. Currently in our cafeteria, we are using like a karaoke microphone type thing, so it would be great eventually to have some type of integrated sound system for both the outdoors of Quaker as well as in the cafeterias. And then we thought we would just end
our presentation was the fact that our train has been refurbished, so we thank everyone. The kids got to start playing on it last week. It was super exciting. The gentleman who worked on it did a fantastic job, even down to the very original colors. Somehow he took like swabs as he was taking off wood. He found like chips of the original color and he was able to match it up. And the first day it opened, it was just like, it was like we gave them $1 million. They were super excited. So again, thank you for the support and getting our train furnished. The kids are loving it. And as always, I can't do my job, Karen can't do her job without the amazing staff at Quaker Farms. They really, truly are dynamic. We invite all of you in to come in and visit a classroom, come to our assemblies. Again, we're always welcome. And again, I can't do my job, Karen can't do her job without the amazing staff and all of your support. So again, I'd like to thank Mrs. Belmont, Mrs. Jacobs, all of my wonderful friends sitting in the front, Mrs. Lomax, as well as Aaron. Thank you.
I was thinking about asking. They said maybe at Okay, well, we lost all the cool people. So we're gonna move on to number 7, action items, acceptance of resignation for certified staff.
I'd like to make a motion to accept the resignation of J.B. Menzies from Quaker Farm School.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? None? All right, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Motion carries.
Okay, just in case you're watching, I'd like to do the 2 appointments separately, just call the names out. I'd like to make a motion to appoint certified personnel Heidi Patterson at Quaker Farm School. Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Motion carries.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion to appoint certified staff Danielle Bailey at Great Oak Elementary. Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Motion carries. Yes.
I'd like to make a motion to, now for this one, we're authorizing you to enter into negotiation for the MOU to be able to sign it.
I think it's actually in. Isn't it?
Board chair, correct?
At the bottom, it says signature 3 at the bottom of it.
Okay, I would like to make a motion to authorize the board chair and board secretary, Amy Candela, to enter into negotiation and sign a memorandum of agreement with Oxford Administrative Association regarding Director of Athletics, 6 through 12, Dean of Students position, and the elementary assistant principal. Second.
Do you have any discussion on this?
Normally just the board chair.
Yeah, include. Yeah, I'm just going by what was on the thing, but it'll be discussion other than that. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Motion carries.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion to change the authorized signer of the ED 099 agreement for Childhood Nutrition Program to Noah Langer, Finance Director.
Second. All right, do we have any discussion? All right, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Just for the record, I jumped the gun. I went one ahead when I said it was gonna be my fault.
Okay, so I'd like to make a motion to accept the 2025-2026 Board of Education District goals.
Second. Okay, any discussion on this one? Hearing none, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstained? And the motion carries. And we're on to report of the superintendent.
Okay, good evening, everyone. I'm going to merge my two items, but before that, I want to thank Rachel and Karen. Wonderful presentation. It was very well done, so we appreciate sharing a little quicker with us. A couple items. First, I have to tell you that it is day 18, and we're off to a great start, very smooth since my last report. And I just want to publicly thank all of our staff that work in our schools, but also outside of our schools, our bus drivers, food service workers, just everyone, administrative team. It really takes a team effort to pull off the start of the school year. You know, we have over 1,600 students that come into our buildings every day, and they're welcomed. I've done a lot of arrivals and dismissals over the last 18 days, and we really do have a caring and kind staff that really wants what's best for our kids. So I just enjoy working with them every day. Also, we had our 4 Meet the Teacher nights already, so they went really smoothly. I had the opportunity to meet a lot of our parents. They were very well attended, so I always enjoy that. Athletics are off to the races. Lots of athletic events happening every day here at our schools. Both our Booster Club and PTO have had their kickoff meetings. Had the opportunity to attend all their meetings, and was really well. I had my first roundtable of the school year this Friday at the public library. Had my first staff chat yesterday at the high school. Had a nice group of staff members to have a conversation. And lastly, I just want to publicly thank our first responders. Unfortunately, we've had 2 incidences of reported odor of gas in 2 of our 4 schools. And was very impressed with our staff's response to it, but also our community's response to it, and how timely it was, how orderly it was. Our kids were safe the entire time. So it was my first opportunity. Unfortunately, you really don't want to have those events, but they do happen when you have the many moving parts in the school district. But was very impressed with our staff and our first responders in our community. Just quick, caring, really helped us figure out what was going on and get our students and staff back into the school safely. Also, we're very fortunate to have fantastic weather. All right, it would have been a little bumpy. It was pouring outside, but we were very fortunate to have beautiful weather those days, and no one really minded staying outside and getting some sun. So that's the end of my report. Thank you.
Alrighty. My report. So there's a few things that I want to talk about tonight that I have on my radar. A couple of things, ACH payments to vendors. We currently pay them via check. Before Howard left last year, he came up with a number of what it costs us to do that rather than pay them through ACH payment, and it comes out to about $5 or $6 per payment. And I'd really like to move that to an ACH payment where the district could save some money on paying our vendors. I know this one is gonna make Rachel and the staff here happy. I'd really like to see moving voting out of Quaker Farms and into a different location. It's going to take some work. There is some pushback on that. And I've talked to several board members on this topic, and for everyone that I've talked to so far, everybody's kind of in agreement. It disrupts the school day for our youngest students, which is in my opinion, a problem. And it also creates a security issue. We have to increase security. We have teachers doing things that, in my opinion, teachers shouldn't have to do. And I was here on voting day a couple of weeks ago. I don't remember what day it was, but I'm going to tell you a story. And this is it was caught, which makes me happy that it happened. But we had an individual that went to the wrong door. They were coming through the cafeteria. They tried to get through the cafeteria door rather than the front gym entrance. And to Rachel's credit, she caught her and stopped her from doing that. We need to make sure that, in my opinion, we need to make sure that that doesn't happen because, again, it creates a security issue for all of our youngest students here. So I will be working on that with the town. I'll be working on that with the Board of Education. And we're going to try and get it moved if we can. The 10-year capital improvement plan. We do have bids out. It's been discussed we discussed it in finance. We discussed it in the facilities meeting, and the bids are high. So I think at this point, we're trying to find an avenue where we can get the bid to come down lower for our 10-year plan, but I think this is an extremely important issue for us to be taking on. Frankly, when we had our meeting with the Board of Finance last year, the network improvement, although needed, was sprung on the board. I don't believe that any of the board had any knowledge of the network improvement or the need for it. And if we have a 10-year plan, we can be more organized, have a better communication with the town itself, and we can plan for those capital improvements. Our high school is 18 years old, I believe. And at this point in the high school's life, things are starting to break and they need to be improved or fixed. And I think it's very important that we try and get a 10-year plan with priorities as to what needs to be fixed and when. So I believe that this is an important thing. Bus cameras. Outside bus cameras for those individuals that feel the need to pass a bus on pickup or drop off. Shelton and Bridgeport have moved to a company called Bus Stop. And I would like for the board to consider, maybe it's not Bus Stop, maybe it's another company, but they will, obviously we're gonna have to work with All-Star too, because we need their cooperation on this. But essentially what happens with that is video footage is taken as the car passes or the vehicle passes the bus. It's documented, and once it's documented, then town PD will follow up. As far as I know right now in my research, the bus stop and Oxford PD would share the bus stop and OPD would share the ticket and whatever is supposed to be paid for that violation of passing the bus. And last, I want to thank Rachel and her staff. That was a fantastic presentation. It was great, and thank you. It was fantastic. It was nice to see the kids. It's very cool. Oh, my favorite word is education, and Bobby's word of the year is education, and I chose education because it sets the future of our younger generation.
You can just fill it out and just leave it in a pile.
I did.
Excellent. The students have something special for next 4 days.
Perfect. That is the end of my report as the chair. Committee reports. I think that's me again. Yes, facilities up first. We had a meeting just prior to our first board meeting in early September. We had a discussion with AJ, our athletics director. We have replaced the padding in the gymnasium at the high school. There is some discussion that we may need to increase the amount of padding in the high school because only the sidewalls have been padded and each end is not. The scoreboard malfunction at the football field, which has since been remedied. Apparently there were issues with it turning on. I think Mike and AJ went down there and took care of that. And we have issues in, I believe, both goes and at the high school with the gym floor at both schools, which needs to be looked at, and we need to see what we can do about that. Basically, in terms of facilities with Mike, he echoed the goes gym repair as well as the high school repair. And then we had some input from Jim about IT, where we were informed that the fiber optic lines for goes to the high school, we actually own, which is a good thing. So if you didn't know, there were actually telephone poles that were being replaced on 188. And because we owned those, that fiber optic line, we did not incur any costs or issues with the improvement of that. There's going to be an internet provider switchover, I believe, and that's it for that. We also had a security update, which was done in the executive session. So if the board members have any questions about that, they can certainly ask me. And that is it for me on facilities.
Can I ask about the gym floor?
Yes.
High school, because that was replaced 2 years ago
Yeah, there's another spot.
from the original when it flooded.
So, no, I don't think it was because it was flooded.
Is it because of the peeling?
Yes.
There was something where
The laminate is peeling.
it might be faulty material that was.
Yes. That's the understanding right now, is that there was faulty material used, and Mike and AJ are ongoing with that
So that
investigation.
was part of an insurance claim, and we opened that back up.
Certainly something we can talk about, yeah, absolutely. Any other questions?
I just have one more.
Yeah, go ahead.
We've talked for a number of years about the first grade playground, so I would really, if we make a motion to put it on our agenda or something to get that project moving. We've talked about trying to get a community project going, using, community members to help us do it. I think it's, Seymour did one,
Mhm.
with a great family community project. So if we could try, please, this year and try and figure out how to make that happen, I think the kids deserve it.
I think there was a lot of plans that we wanted to talk about before capital plans went into effect. We just didn't get the opportunity to discuss it. So I know it was a topic last year, it can continue to be a topic this year. I know it's a great need, as well as the parking lot. But I think that's what dropped our ball last year, so hopefully we do better this year.
So as far as the parking lot, I thought maybe it'd get fixed because elections are up here, but we park on the other side and not on this side. So
Time to
it's,
put some stuff in.
yeah, it's gonna be a part of the 10-year plan. We'll certainly have,
The biggest worry is someone falling because I've almost my shoes will already be able to stick in.
Yeah.
It's just dangerous.
Whole thing's gotta get ripped up.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and I'm surprised nobody's actually literally fallen into one of those holes.
Well, yeah.
So, yeah, that's gonna be a part of the 10-year plan, we'll prioritize, we'll have discussions about that. And do we have any other questions about that at all? Any other topic? Okay. Deb, curriculum.
We had a curriculum meeting last night. Thank you to Eric for all of his good information. One of the first things that we talked about is the district-wide communication proposals. We're working on trying to create and find some companies that can help us with website, vision, a whole bunch of stuff that feels like we can make it a lot easier for parents to find information, a lot more user-friendly. So we had 2 proposals, and I think we're working on getting one more. And then we'll talk again and then bring it back. Something that we really kind of want to move on, because honestly, we need to communicate all the great stuff that we're doing and all the great stuff that our kids are doing. One of the things was like the personal project that the middle school did. Would have been great to be able to have that up on screen so families can see. There's also some discussion about a live option, like if there's a game playing, get it on the website, or if there's a presentation, something going on, we can work through that way. So we had 2 proposals last night, and we're going to try and hone those in and bring it back to the board relatively quickly. We also talked about the district TAG program and how that's working with the policy, and we're going to continue to work the way we're working now. Paris got some phone calls. The way it works is that parents would have to have a PPT, and there's an evaluation, and a lot of it is would be project-based program. So we're continuing to field that issue. The other thing we talked about was Oxford Middle School, the personal, what is it, Eric? PIP, personal interest, thank you. And how we had done it as a pilot last year, and how we're going to make that an offering for the 8th grade students. The thought was to try and keep it similar to the proposal for Capstone, be like a mini version of Capstone, and it would be a course versus, it's like a special, so it's not necessarily.
Yeah, I just need to find that document that you guys can officially approve.
Right.
Because it's not gonna be the traditional curriculum like we have for normal ones.
So it'll come in as like a course offering versus our actual curriculum template. So we're going to Eric's got another meeting in October, beginning of October, and that we thought we would handle it as a course, as special. And then we talked about the junior achievement personal finance course. Just so everyone knows, all students have to take a personal finance course before they can graduate. So there's some opportunity with junior achievement to make this a dual enrollment program. We are using a lot of the materials in this program, but they're going to try and work through the teacher who's teaching that and come back to our group. This program is accepted by several of the schools. Central Connecticut it's no cost to the students. All kinds of weird notes here, so bear with me. So we're trying to decide whether or not this would be just a college version, or we could also do it for kids for non-credit. So that was another thing, and we'll bring this back up at our next meeting, October 20th. We talked about the Oxford Pre-K program partnership and working with area pre-Ks. Paris going to make some contacts so they know what we're teaching, and they can kind of maybe come to one of our committees or figure out a way so we're all teaching the same information and they know what kindergarten looks like now versus what it might have looked like 5 years ago or 2 years ago. So we also talked about the middle school Project Lead the Way. Teacher has left and we're gonna try and figure out some different project-based programs, like doing some local control of the course. So we're gonna try and go away from Project Lead the Way, so we have more control of the courses, like a tech ed, some tech ed programs and engineering and other varieties of classes. So
May I ask, so what does that mean for the students who are currently enrolled in Project Lead the Way?
there's a substitute teacher long-term sub right now.
Oh, I thought you were, the way you said it, it sounded like you were phasing out the
We
program.
will at some point, but at middle school, so we'll start on that.
Okay.
Do we have a current certified personnel that can teach the personal finance?
We do it at the high school. She's already teaching the program, it's just, we're just bringing this college-based program.
I think it's a fantastic idea.
And our next curriculum meeting, for anybody who wants to know, is October 20th. The plans are to start talking about the assessment report, second semester curriculum, and then pathways.
Thanks, Nicole.
So I'm here to talk to you about policy. As you know, the laws are constantly changing and evolving, and that means our policies and regulations also have to move with that. Before Megan Hoganowski left, I had an opportunity to meet with her. She passed the baton and explained the things that she saw on the horizon that we need to address. Before the start of the school year, I had the opportunity to meet with Garen and go over those things with her so we can get an idea of what's a priority, what needs to be addressed immediately, what we can take let's take some time and assess how we want to approach it. One of the main things we have to do is we have to take Megan's name out of every book and every role that she's had in music and figure out who the new person is who's gonna cover that. Chances are maybe you, Garen, but maybe not. So we wanted to give the administration a moment to put together the work chart and figure out who would be the best person for each of those roles before we start plugging new names in. So we have our first official policy meeting coming up the first Thursday in October. It's a virtual meeting, it's at 5:45, and anyone who would like to attend is welcome to log on and witness what we do.
What day was that?
It will be Thursday, October 2nd at 5:45.
We'll have an agenda for that next week and the Zoom link will be on.
Thank you.
Okay, Steve for finance.
So we met last week, we recapped the fiscal year 24-25 budget and a bunch of other items. So we ended the year at $35,173,420, which included in-process encumbrances. That's pre-audit that kicks off in October. So that's where we are right now. From that, we had a $352,340 unallocated item in the budget. So we had some discussion around that. We also reviewed some of the budget line items that were out of balance, as transportation, other large line items, tuitions, things like that. With the $352,000, we discussed what to do with that, and the finance committee had recommended we take that to the rollover reserve fund, lapsing fund, where we had last year, I think we put in $48,000, $50,000 to cover an already identified budget shortcoming for the following year, which is this year. John and Noah also had presented an early read so far on things that we know based on the plan we had last year, what's already happening this year with the changes in roles, adding a certain role. We have approximately right now about $185,000 unfavorable against our starting point in the budget. So in theory, this $350,000 moving to non-lapsing would be in support of any variance we have. starting out or ending at the end of the year. So that was a major item we discussed and made that recommendation. In addition, we reviewed the essential activities fund as well. There was a balance in there. We discussed potentially using some of that towards a facilities plan if we need to. In addition to that, we covered an overview of where we are on the grant balances. Some of them are exhausted at this point, but they get refreshed each year, especially the IDA. So I think at this point, we have two motions we need to make. One is the traditional. Each meeting, we have to make a board motion with regard to policy to approve line item adjustments to the budget over $10,000. So I'll make a motion to approve the line item changes as per the finance packet more presented in the meeting.
We have a second?
Second.
Okay. Any discussion? Okay. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Motion passes.
The second motion I'll make is to move the $352,340 balance out of the operating budget to the non-lapsing reserve fund, which is aligned with Connecticut General Statute 10-248A.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion on that one?
Where was the extension? We just didn't spend it.
The operating budget, favorability in the operating budget.
All right, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Motion passes. Thank you, Steve. All right, School Business Partnerships Committee, Mike is the chair.
Okay. Had a great conversation with Dr. Marino to discuss the best approach moving this committee forward. As indicated, we are pulling in quotes for the communication audit. He's working actively with the curriculum subcommittee to review the quotes. As well, we're also working to consolidate a list of businesses between the district, the town, PTO, Booster Club, with the purpose to build a better form of communication and collaboration. We're trying to have better synergies between the businesses in town as well as the district. And we think that having a master list of these are whether it's businesses in town or businesses owned by people from the town, would be beneficial, especially when doing things like partnerships and job opportunities and just events that we're doing in the district. We've not confirmed our next meeting date yet, but we'll schedule one once the communication audit is complete.
So there's a comprehensive list, or not a, excuse me, I'm sorry. There's not a comprehensive list with the town of local business owners. There is a list, but it's not everybody. So I spoke with Mr. Temple, I believe at the football game on Friday, and we're gonna work on getting a more comprehensive list of all the businesses in town. That's, yeah, that's what it's up.
In Naugatuck, I always noticed this years ago, when I used to go over there, town or businesses that supported the high school or whatever, that support Naugatuck are Great Out, and they would have signs in their windows or whatever. And I always thought that was cool. Maybe that's something that we'd create a little sign or something, and if they supported, Oxford schools or Wolverines or whatever, they could put it in their window.
That's good. That'd be great.
Does anybody else have anything? Okay, liaison reports, we'll start with Sue. I don't see Lisa.
Oh, no, she sent me a text, so just a couple things. The meeting's next week on the 1st, it's the next board meeting. Our bingo is set for October 30th, our annual holiday bingo, and Festival Trees is on the calendar for December 12th and 13th.
And PTO, Molly?
Can I just say our PTO is the most incredible group of humans. I enjoy every meeting I get to go with them. Their enthusiasm for our schools and what they can do for our children is infectious. They make me just want to do everything with them. They're so fun. They have started off with the teacher nights. They were at every event. They're funding all of these wonderful field trips coming up, like the Joseph's Pumpkin Pack, pack picking with our kindergartners. they're doing the third grade field trips, and they're doing lots of great things in the middle school. These people truly love our community, and I'm so proud of all the things they do, and the book fair is coming up, so that's a really exciting, big event. So kudos to you.
Dr. Marina, I know you have some community meetings. Do you want to plug that real quick?
The meeting roundtable?
Yeah.
Yeah, the next one is this Friday, 11:30, at the public library.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so at this point, we are going to enter into executive session for discuss the format of the superintendent's 2025-2026 evaluation. And Mike, you have a motion for us?
Motion that sounds just like what you just said. I'd like to make a motion to enter into executive session with the purpose of discussing the format of the superintendent's 2025-2026 evaluation. And I'd like to invite Dr. Ralph Marino to join the board.
Second.
Ralph, you want your You're free.
Do I, Joe second? Is that correct? Any discussion on that? All right, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Motion passes. We're gonna enter into executive session at 7:35 PM.
And Vinny, I have all these motions that I